Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hope everybody's having a great week, and it feels so good to once more be making more YouTube content. I'll be doing this video right here, and then the following video will be just a little bit of an update what's going on in my personal life, a streaming schedule, and a recording schedule here in the near future. But there was a lot that has happened in the past roughly 12 hours that the NBA trade deadline happened, and wow, there is a ton of news, a lot of huge deals, ginormous deals, starting with the Phoenix Suns right here, as you can tell. Land Durant in a 4-team deal, that being Kevin Durant and TJ Warren for Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Juan Pablo Vallat, and 7 first-round picks. Wow. My initial take when it comes to these super teams and the development of them trying to trade to get these players, it's a heavy task, and you're having to give up a ton. And this right here is the example. Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, who are both great the small forward / the 3, the wing. You have Cam Johnson, who is a great 4. Juan Pablo Vallat was the Indiana Pacers pick. He was a second-round pick, but we gave up that pick, and then Nets get him. He hasn't even played in the NBA yet. And 7 first-round picks. You are putting a lot in your basket of winning a championship with Chris Paul, Devin Booker, and Kevin Durant. By golly, your future is great still, because you still have Devin Booker and Kevin Durant under contract for a good amount of time. TJ Warren is on a 1-year deal, who comes back to the Suns for the second time in his career. It's a huge moment for the Suns, but they're going to be in the thick of things when it comes to being like a top 5 seed, maybe even a top 3 seed at the rate they're going to be going once they do get Devin Booker back. Chris Paul and Kevin Durant playing together is quite scary, but you're getting up a lot of depth. Mikal Bridges with a top 3 defensive player of the year candidate. Cam Johnson is a great stretch forward. And then 7 first-round picks. If Chris Paul, I know they want to get rid of him and his $30 million contract. Devin Booker and Kevin Durant don't have that right chemistry going. This could be pretty rough. By golly, you have 4 more years of Kevin Durant, Devin Booker. I know he signed a contract not too long ago, so you probably have these first couple picks are going to be not too worrisome. 23, 25, and 27. But 28 first-round pick and second-round pick could be worth something for the Nets. 29 is a significantly long ways away from being relevant, and who knows how well that's going to work out. But knowing that they had to trade away another player, Kyrie Irving, you're getting a lot of depth from these 2 trades. For the Nets, the rebuild is already beginning. You gave up a lot to get James Harden. You got some picks from that James Harden trade for Ben Simmons. They can somehow unload Ben Simmons' contract, get a couple of picks. Their rebuild is already in that right structure with Nicholas Claxton, Cam Johnson. Now they have Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson. The question is at point guard position. You can maybe slide Mikal Bridges to the 2, Cam Johnson to the 3. Actually, no. The point guard position is mainly the thing, because you have Cam Thomas, who could play the 2, Mikal Bridges the 3. The point guard position, they already have Spencer Dinwiddie. So they had the right pieces in the Nets, but I will say the Suns, as of right now, with having Kevin Durant and Devin Booker under contract for a significant amount of time, are winning the trade right now at this very moment, because they're title contenders with this trade. The Pacers, we got Serge Ibaka, George Hill, contracts that we'll probably just get rid of. George Hill's back on the Pacers once more. We'll probably just buy him out. Same with Serge Ibaka. Jordan Nwora, a very young, promising player. Same with him and Aaron Naismith. Of course, Tyrese Halliburton, got Miles Turner, Benedict Mathurin. We're trying to build that right foundation going through the draft, getting young players, and it's very promising. Got also 3 future second-round picks from Milwaukee and cash consideration from Brooklyn that we can maybe get a player that is needing a cash drop. So it's a good trade for us. Again, we only had to get rid of Juan Paulo Vallet, and we had to take on Serge Ibaka's contract. But I'll take 3 second-round picks because the Bucks ended up getting Jay Crowder, a great defender. Good, he's good at the 3-point shooting, so it's a pretty solid trade for these two. But the main ones were this trade right here in general. Next up, Clippers add Plumlee via trade with Hornets. Clippers receive Mason Plumlee. Hornets receive Reggie Jackson in a 2028 second-round pick. You got more depth for bigs, and Mason Plumlee already have Zubac. And then you got rid of Reggie Jackson in his contract. And you get a 2028... you give up only a 2028 second round pick. That's a pretty good trade. Reggie Jackson can be a backup to LaMelo Ball whenever LaMelo Ball, he's been kind of injured this year, so a nice backup point guard. I don't mind this trade one bit for the Los Angeles Clippers. Hornets, again, they're rebuilding. They get rid of Mason Plumlee, so the question mark again continues to be the center position for the Hornets. And so this is an easy win for the Clippers just because you get more big with Mason Plumlee. 76ers receive Jalen McDaniels, a 2024 second-round pick, and a 2029 second-round pick. Hornets receive Svi Malachi, 2023 second-round pick, and a 2027 second-round pick. Blazers receive Cam Reddish, Matisse Thybulle, Ryan Arcidiacono, and a 2023 first-round pick from New York. And then the Knicks received Josh Hart, good 2/3. I guess you can throw him at the 3 sometimes. But you get rid of Cam Reddish, who does not want to be on the team anymore. Blazers received Matisse Thybulle, who has been out of the rotation quite a bit. And when it comes to him going up to Toronto, he's not allowed to play in Toronto because he has not got the shot. That was a good trade for the Trailblazers. You got a lot more depth at the wing with Cam Reddish and Matisse Thybulle, and you get a first-round pick from New York. So who knows how that pick is going to turn out, but it was a good trade to get more depth for the Trailblazers, who have kind of been rough here recently. Hornets receiving 2 second-round picks. Again, it's all about building for the future because who knows how well that's going to work out for them. Svi Malachi is a good player, but nothing noteworthy. But the Jalen McDaniels going to the 76ers is huge. I love Jalen McDaniels, a great 4-player. Be able to go and slide into the 76ers rotation relatively quick. Probably overall, it's probably the 76ers getting more depth guaranteed when it comes to Jalen McDaniels. Then probably the Trailblazers, they got more depth at the wing. Josh Hart going to the Knicks. They got rid of Cam Reddish, and they have themselves a solid starting shooting guard / small forward at times in the Knicks. And it was kind of a loss on the Hornets, but yet they're building for the future. They are going to be tanking probably at least this year, if not next year, because I know they probably want to try to get Mr. Victor Wembanyama, and it's pretty obvious with this trade. Clippers get Rockets Gordon in 3-team deal. Clippers receive Eric Gordon, 3 future second-round picks. Rockets receive John Wall, Danny Green, and a protected pick swap from the Clippers. And the Grizzlies receive Luke Kennard. So off rip, I feel sorry for John Wall. Extremely bad. His career is kind of ending. It's sad because John Wall on the Wizards was one of not my favorite point guard in today's era. He was one of the fastest players in the league. His facilitating, his playmaking, he was just phenomenal. But this is showing that it's just the time for him to really take at least a step back and maybe come off the bench. I know he was coming off the bench for the Clippers, but he might just get bought out. He might have the opportunity to go to another team because I know he was originally on the Rockets earlier this season, but then he got bought out, and then he went to the Clippers. Now he's back on the Rockets. He might get bought out. Who knows if he's going to be in rotation for another team. He might not be. And it's sad. Same with Danny Green. He went from 3 years ago winning a championship, having made a lot of threes for them, being clutch on defense too, and now he's just been injured and is kind of falling off. They get a protected protected pick swap from the Clippers. Again, the Rockets are trying to build with a future with Jalen Green, Sengun, Jabari Smith, Kevin Porter Jr. They're building for the future, but who knows how long it's going to take before they get into the thick of things when it comes to this deep West. Eric Gordon, a good three-point specialist. He's going to be in the rotation deep because they need shooting. And getting 3 second-round picks could help them out because they don't have a whole lot of picks in general. Grizzlies, I love this trade for them because you got rid of Danny Green, and you had to get probably one of these is one, if not maybe all three, are from the Grizzlies. Luke Kennard is awful at defense, but his 3-point shooting, his playmaking, and facilitating is phenomenal. Very young player. He's going to be deep in the rotation. I would almost try to maybe get rid of Dylan Brooks, let him either go in free agency or let him walk, maybe slide Kennard. Well, probably have him. Yeah, they could. No, they already have Desmond Bain at the 2. Yeah, they might just have him come off the bench as a 6th man. He's a phenomenal 3-point shooter. Out of these 3 teams, probably the Clippers didn't have to give up too much. They had to give up a pick swap, protected pick swap, but to get more shooting in Eric Gordon is phenomenal. Rockets purposely showing that they're wanting to load off rough contracts to get more picks. And then I think the Grizzlies are second, if not maybe that was probably the... No, I'm going to go with the Clippers probably winning that trade because of Eric Gordon. He's a little bit better at defense than Luke Kennard, but not by much. But the depth for the Clippers, they need a shooter like Eric Gordon. By golly, they had Luke Kennard. I don't know why they traded away Luke Kennard, but I don't mind this trade for both of these 2 teams. This is a purposely tank kind of move right here. I'd probably say Clippers, Grizzlies, and then the Rockets. Next up is the Celtics acquiring Muscala from Thunder. Justin Jackson is who they Thunder receive, along with 2 future second-round picks. Mike Muscala goes to the Celtics. A great stretch 4/5 in Mike Muscala. Justin Jackson, a young player who hasn't really got that next notch of development like what he was projected with. I think he was a 13th pick a couple years ago, Justin Jackson, if I remember correct. Let me click on his name if I remember correct. Yep, this is the right person. He has... let's look at his bio, see if he shows when. 15th pick in the 2017 draft. So you got a nice young player that can maybe develop with this roster. Plus you get 2 second-round picks, future second-round picks. Of course, the Celtics win this because they right now are going to use Mike Muscala in the right position, and he's going to help them get further into the playoffs. And then Justin Jackson and 2 second-round picks kind of shows that they're still developing, trying to get at least one more solid first-round pick this year. But they're having a great year. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is playing like an MVP, yet they're kind of trying to still get a top pick, because having the opportunity to get a top 10, top 15 player would be phenomenal for their roster. Pelicans trade for Spurs Richardson. Okay. Josh Richardson has fallen off since his Miami Heat days / his 1 year with the 76ers. But Devontae Graham is not a good defender comparatively to Josh Richardson, and having to only give up second-round picks 2024, 2026, 2028, and 2029, and you get a lot better of a defender in Josh Richardson. He has aged quite a bit, but more depth at the guard position, I think, will help them out a lot more. The Pelicans win this one. Spurs are purposely trying to get more picks because it's going to take them a minute before they become the Spurs of the past. This was huge right here. Pistons land Wiseman. Warriors acquire Gary Payton II once more. Pistons receive James Wiseman. Warriors receive Gary Payton II. Three conditional future second-round picks from Atlanta. Hawks receive Sadiq Bey. Trailblazers receive Kevin Knox and 5 future second-round picks. So the Hawks, I like that them getting more. Again, there's a lot. These moves, almost all of them are getting more depth at certain positions. That being the Hawks at the 3 / maybe the 2, sometimes at the 4, Sadiq Bey. The Warriors getting back Gary Payton II, or the Glove Jr. He was a great defender, good 3-point specialist for the Warriors last year. The guy that came off the bench was just an instant spark for them at the point guard whenever Steph Curry was not playing. I love this move for them a lot. Pistons, they got an interesting piece. I don't know. I know my guy. Shout out to Crispy Flakes. I don't really know how he feels about this trade. I haven't watched. I need to go check out his video shortly after this video, or after make this video, see what his thoughts are on this trade. James Wiseman, you already have Isaiah Stewart, and you also have Isaiah Livers. James Wiseman could, and then also Marvin Bagley sometimes might play the 5, but to give up Sadiq Bey, I don't know. I know Sadiq Bey has been inconsistent. That's kind of rough, in my opinion. I don't really much keep Sadiq Bey. I kind of want to say that's a loss on the Pistons. I love the move for the Warriors, them getting back Gary Payton II. Again, Trailblazers getting even more depth at the 3 / maybe the 2 with Kevin Knox. They got really deep with their wing position. It is crazy. And 5 future second-round picks is unbelievable. So, in my opinion, the Warriors getting 3 conditional future second-round picks, and Gary Payton, I think, is probably the best move. The Hawks with Sadiq Bey is probably a close second, because he's a great low 3 scorer. He's a great wing player. The Trailblazers third, because they get more depth. They get several second-round picks. The Pistons, I'm kind of worried for them. I don't know what. I know they're trying to develop young players, but I question the move, because they already have so much depth at the 5, and with this year Scoot Magruder, he's a point guard. And then you have Victor Wembanyama. he's a 5, especially at 7'6". I don't know what their move would be in the future if they're going to maybe trade down further into the draft and let somebody pick Victor Wembanyama and get a lot more picks. I question the Pistons in this trade. Suns and Thunder complete trade. Darius Baisley, Thunder received Dario Saric, a 2029 second-round pick in cash consideration. A nice 5, good defender. He's a lot better defender than Dario Saric. Dario Saric kind of can spread the floor. He's kind of an awkward player. The Suns win this trade. Thunder, again, cash consideration can get you a player that, or get you a trade completed that they have that cash consideration. And a 2029 second round pick, they're stacked beyond belief on all their picks. They, for the next like 6 years, they have like 30 picks. So we got next up, Hawks acquire Fernando Matthews, Garrison Matthews, and Bruno Fernando. Rockets receive Justin Holiday, Frank Kaminsky, and a 2024 and 2025 second round pick. More depth once more for the Hawks. Bruno Fernando, is he a power forward center? What was his height? 6'10", power forward center kind of build. So I was thinking. And then Garrison Matthews a guard. I want to say specifically a point guard. At 6'6", he might be a shooting guard, small forward kind of combo. Again, this is just a salary dump / we need to get more depth once more for like every single trade that we talked about. I like this trade for the Hawks. I like this for the future for the Rockets, but right now this is a salary dump, and getting a couple of second round picks is okay. This was a huge trade. I was surprised by this to a greater degree. Now, I'm looking at it even more so. It is quite surprising. Nuggets received Thomas Bryant, more depth at the center, which they've been having issues with since they've let Jeremy Grant go. They had let Mason Plumlee go, Derek Cousins. Now they get Thomas Bryant, who has been having a great year so far. The Lakers get Mo Bamba and Devon Reed in second round pick. So they gave up one big and got a big that's a little bit better at shooting threes. So that way they can spread the floor with LeBron James with Mo Bamba. The Clippers receive Bones Highland. That was surprising to me. That was one of the biggest surprises. I know Mike Malone and Bones were not the best of coach and player connection. I guess Bones kind of fell out of the rotation, which was surprising because he's a great player. I love Bones Highland, and you got a point guard, shooting guard for the Clippers. They had to give up Reggie Jackson and John Wall, some other trades that we just looked at. You get a great defender in Bones Highland. That's a W for the Clippers. They just had to give up cash consideration to the Magic. That was technically it. Yeah. And you got Bones Highland. That was phenomenal. Magic receive Patrick Beverley, 2024 second round pick, and cash consideration from the Lakers. Salary dump, trying to get more depth, or more depth in the future with this kind of trade. I would say almost all these teams had a W in this one. I like the Lakers probably the most because Mo Bamba's going to be able to stretch the floor more so for LeBron. Devon Reed. I know the name, but don't recognize. Okay, I don't really know much about this guy. 6'5". Last 5 games, he's shooting. Oh, he hasn't played much. 14 minutes, 20 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute, and 16 minutes. 5 points, 2 points, 2 points. He's just not shooting the ball that often. I'm kind of curious to see how he works out. At 6'5", he's a good little guard for them. Not bad. Thomas Bryant as a backup is going to be huge for the Nuggets for when Jokic is out. Bones Highland, again, a nice guard for them. And then I think this is a W all around for the teams. If I were to go in order, though, I'd probably say the Lakers, the Clippers, the Nuggets, and then the Magic. For this current time right now, for the future, Magic might be able to get something out of this 2024 second-round pick in the cash consideration, but they're probably last right now because it was just a salary dump with the Patrick Beverley one. This was huge. Lakers trade Westbrook to Jazz in 3-team deal. D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, Jared Vanderbilt. Timberwolves receive Mike Conley, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and 3 second-round picks. Jazz receive Westbrook, Juan Toscano Anderson, Damian Jones, and a 2027 first-round pick, which could pan out huge because who knows where LeBron's going to end up in those 4 years if he's still on the team, still in the NBA, which I expected because he could play for the next 10 years and he wouldn't show any sign of slowing down probably. But who knows what this pick's going to end up. Damian Jones, a nice little center. Juan Toscano Anderson, a shooting guard, small forward kind of combo. Westbrook goes as a salary dump. This is a good trade for the future. Timberwolves, Mike Conley. That I like that because again, you have to give up D'Angelo Russell, or not D'Angelo Russell, but you had to give up. You had to give D'Angelo Russell and Jared Vanderbilt and Malik Beasley. All 3 of those players that Lakers received were from the Timberwolves. And you get 3 second round picks. You got a little more depth for your picks because you gave up a lot for Rudy Gobert. But easily of these 3 teams, though, I'm going to go with the Lakers. Again, the Lakers probably win this whole trade deadline with this move and a lot of the moves that we talked about off rip. There's like the last one with Mo Bamba. It's all about stretching that floor. Let LeBron play the point guard. D'Angelo Russell play shooting guard. Jared Vanderbilt play the 3. Maybe have Anthony Davis play the 4 and Mo Bamba play the 5. And then just pull everybody out. Once they go on the offensive side, have Mo Bamba go play on the 3-point line. D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, who are great 3-point specialists. Anthony Davis, not the best 3-point specialist, but that pick and roll that him and LeBron could do, or just them taking turns having the ball in their hands. This was a W trade by the Lakers. This was one of the best trade deadlines for the Lakers. This is feeling like that 2019-2020 roster with that ability to pull the players out and let LeBron be able to attack the rim. Same with Anthony Davis. The question mark is that defense. You went from Westbrook, who was playing a little bit better in recent on defense, and you get a little bit worse defender in D'Angelo Russell. But I know I've heard that Russell has gotten better the past couple of years at defense, but I think Westbrook's a little bit better defender. Malik Beasley is a great 3-point specialist. Don't know much about his defense. Jared Vanderbilt is a great the wing, small forward position, and guard a lot of different positions. This was a huge trade for the Lakers. This is a W trade for the Lakers. Mike Conley and Nickeil Alexander-Walker, that was a great trade for the Timberwolves. They got a little bit more depth defensively in Mike Conley and Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And then the Jazz, for the future, they win this trade in the future because you're getting rid of Russell Westbrook after this year on a salary dump. Juan Toscano Anderson 2/3 that maybe it will be part of the rotation. And 2027 first round pick. That was a W for the future. Right now, though, it goes Lakers, Timberwolves, and then the Jazz. That was a phenomenal trade by the Lakers. Raptors add Jakob Poeltl from Spurs. Raptors receive Jakob Poeltl. Spurs receive Kim Birch, a 2024 unprotected first-round pick, a 2023 and a 2025 second-round picks. Wow. Spurs won this one. You gave the Raptors their center position, but we don't know how the future is going to hold for the Raptors. Giving up a first-round pick is crazy, especially unprotected. I would have at least said maybe a lottery protected, or at the very least maybe like a top 6 protected, because who knows what the future is going to hold a year from now for the Raptors. That is crazy. I do like the trade for both teams because you get more depth and a better defender in Jakob Poeltl than Kim Birch. But I like the Spurs trade. The Spurs in this trade more than the Raptors because of that first round pick. That is crazy. Kessler Edwards. I keep thinking this is a different player. Kessler. I can't remember his first name. He was on the Jazz. Mike Kessler? I want to say his name. So I keep thinking this is the player that Kessler is, but it's a different one because the Nets are trading away Kessler Edwards in cash consideration to get rights to David Mechanu? Mechanu? It's kind of a wash in my opinion because the Kings get cash consideration again you can use in a trade to help complete a certain other trade for other teams. Again, as you can tell, when it comes to like not being able to click on the name means that they have yet to play a minute in the NBA. And so it kind of is like a wash on this one. Don't really know what that's really about. Heat trade Dedmon to Spurs. Cash consideration, and Spurs get a second-round pick in Dwayne Dedmon. Salary dump, and you get a second-round pick. Heat or getting rid of that salary contract or that contract in Dwayne Dedmon, and you're getting cash. Again, it's all about having cash consideration for whenever the offseason starts. You have that extra cash that you can maybe trade, help complete a trade, or get a trade to develop for your team. I would say the Heat win this one right now. Dwayne Dedmon, again, the Spurs are again, they're trying to develop their team. It's going to be a while. Wow. Mavs get Kyrie Irving and Markieff Morris. Nets get Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, a 2029 first-round pick, and 2 future second-round picks. Okay, so this was a difficult thought process because again, I have no right to be talking about certain circumstances when it comes to what is going on with Kyrie. What's happened to him in the past is in the past. In the present time, the Nets know that he was not wanting to re-sign with them. He wanted out. They let him they traded him away. I know that his destination that he wants to go to is the Lakers. And I can picture him, if he's not signing a new contract soon, And if come the offseason, he might go to the Lakers. That I know he wants to go to the Lakers, but the minute that you sign that contract, you're not guaranteed anything. And they need to get their best opportunity to get picks. And that's another thing that is kind of shaky on the Nets. They could have got 2 first-round picks. Yes, they'd have to get rid of Russell Westbrook, which you can complete that 3-team deal. You trade Westbrook to the Jazz. You have Kyrie go to the Lakers. You get the 2 first-round picks. And you could get 2 players from the Lakers in that trade to get this kind of transaction to be completed. It's kind of shaky on the Nets because they didn't honor Kyrie, but Kyrie's not really. It was the give and take was kind of awkward. It's not my place, or I have no way of talking about this. In this trade, I like this trade for both teams because the Nets, who knows what's going to happen in 2029. Kyrie, again, could just be like, I didn't want to be on this team, so I'm going to go ahead and go to the Lakers in this offseason because he only has this year left on his contract. All right, I'm out of here. He's gone. The Mavs are still only stuck with Luka Doncic. Not stuck, but they only have Luka Doncic for their superstar. Kind of shaky for the Mavs. And they get a stretch 4 in Markieff Morris. That stretch 4 / you can have him at the 3, just like his brother Marcus. This was a good trade right this very moment. Here in the next, let's see here, it's already February, March, April, May, June, July. You have about 6 months. And this trade could come back to haunt you. Right this very moment, though, you have Luka Doncic, who is the highest scoring player in the NBA in the first quarter. And you have Kyrie Irving, who is the highest scorer in the fourth quarter in the NBA. You gave up some depth, though. Spencer Dinwiddie, yes, he doesn't have as good ball handling. He's not as a great of a scorer than Kyrie, but the depth that you gave up when it comes to Dorian Finney-Smith at that 3 / the 4, I know that they've been putting him at the 4, which is kind of crazy, but he gave up some depth, and he gave up a first-round pick unprotected and 2 second-round picks. Right now, the Mavs win, but here in 6 months, it could be the Nets. Spencer Dinwiddie is still under contract. You have Dorian Finney-Smith, who's under contract, a first-round pick, and 2 second-round picks. In 6 months, whenever we do another video during the free agency, the Nets could win this trade long term. But right now, Mavs win it, and then the Nets are they got what they needed. And got what they got what they deserved and needed in this trade. This will probably be my last trade that we talk about because there's only like a couple more trades left one more left. That's the Celtics one, which happened back in January, beginning of January. Celtics just gave up did a salary dump in Noah Vonleh in cash consideration. Celtics get a future conditional second-round pick, salary dump, and it's a washed kind of trade to me. This was, I know he's been on the team again since January 23rd, and he's been playing pretty good for them, that being Rui Hachimura. Lakers get Rui Hachimura, a really big kid at the 3. I like him at the 4 to a degree. The Wizards get Kendrick Nunn, a 2028 second-round pick, and a 2029 second-round pick. You only get up second-round picks and a guy that's been injured for Rui Hachimura. This was a W trade for the Lakers. There's not even a close one on this one. Like, Lakers and the Wizards are way down here. So, overall, at this current circumstance, when it comes to all the teams in these trades, Lakers win. They like what I've talked about. The players that they brought onto the team had that ability to stretch the floor. Let LeBron be able to attack the rim, Anthony Davis be able to attack the rim, and pass it back out to these three-point specialists. The probably the Suns are close second right now because of Kevin Durant being under contract for a long term. Same with Devin Booker. Kind of worry about the point guard position with Chris Paul and his age. His age is starting to catch up with him. He's making $30 million, but if they can get a good point guard, a solid point guard, that'd be good. You do question the three to an extent. Well, you already have TJ Warren, but he's under a 1-year deal. The depth has fallen off quite a bit with that trade with Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges gone, and you don't have any future first-round picks for a long time. But yeah, the Suns get second place in these trades. I like the 76ers trade with this one with Jalen McDaniels. I like that a lot for them. Again, Trailblazers had a great trade deadline. You know, a lot of depth at the wing. It's crazy how much depth they got at the wing. And you start to wonder with how many young players they got, will Damian Lillard want to trade out? Or will they be able to actually develop these young players to help Damian Lillard win a championship, possibly, with Portland? There's some question marks for Portland with these kind of trades that they've been doing, but it'd be Lakers winning it by far, then the Suns probably. I like the Nuggets and their depth that they got when it comes to Thomas Bryant. But that, I think, is going to conclude this video right here. Like what I said, here, I'm going to make this video at my usual time, noon. And then I'll probably make one more video for 4 o'clock, talking to you guys in personal about what's going on in my life, talking about a stream schedule in the future, possible start making some YouTube content here soon. But that is going to be for the 4 o'clock video. With all this being said, guys, I'm going to end this video right here, and I'll talk to you guys later.